Hello, this is Yang Fang from Tsinghua University. Today I have invited two of my students, Chen Xing and Guan Da, to be here talking about metal-free energy storage.
Hello everyone, I'm Xie Chenxing from the Department of Foreign Languages and Literatures, Tsinghua University. I major in English.
Hi, this is Chen Guanda, also from the Department of Foreign Languages and Literatures.
Recently, there are many reports on renewable energy. How much do we know about renewable energy?
I've heard about solar system and wind power.
I have also heard of the flow batteries.
What is a flow battery?
The flow battery is a new kind of battery, which is different from the conventional one, because it's metal-free, so it's really cheap and flexible to use.
In the second paragraph, the writer has mentioned the flow batteries.
I'm wondering how the flow battery works.
In a flow battery, the two soluble electroactive components are separated by a membrane in an electrochemical cell, and just in this cell, the chemical energy is converted to electricity.
Compared with conventional batteries, why do we prefer flow batteries?
Because they are much safer. The electroactive materials are put in different places, so they won't react with each other.
But unfortunately, the selection of the materials is limited.
So although it's limited, we are saying it's much safer and cheaper.
So what is the prerequisite for high-power battery discharge?
The prerequisite is that the chemical reduction of quinones to form hydroquinones in water should be at a very high speed.
So you see, in science, sometimes one discovery was made for one purpose, but it can also apply to some other fields.
So why does this approach reduce the energy density of the battery?
Because any improvements in electrochemical properties will be associated with an increase in the molecular weight of the electroactive species.
So in science, any advances can be made at a cost. It could be time-consuming and difficult. This approach also has its disadvantages. In this paragraph, there is an expression, environmental unfriendly. What does the expression mean?
I guess it means that it may cause some damage to the environment, like releasing some pollutions to the nature.
And maybe it will cost too much natural resources.
Yes, we are paying more than we should. And for the next generation, we do need a lot more natural resources. That's why we should try to protect the environment. Recently, many research have been conducted to help us reduce the cost of energy storage. There are many concerns we should take into account. Can you give us some examples?
For example, the effects of the electroactive species concentration, and also the effects of impurities in quinones.
It seems that there's still a long way to go to achieve the breakthrough of the usage of the flow batteries.
Hutchinson and his team has made great efforts to improve the flow battery technology. It seems that a lot more work needs to be done. For future work, what do you think they should do?
I think they may combine the liquid long-term capacity with the energy efficiency retention.
And also try to reduce the cost of some particularly useful batteries.
In this case, they can make great efforts to do a little bit more than they should now. And finally, I think they will help the whole world to improve the energy resource storage.
We need to establish electric energy storage systems so that 20% of total energy capacity adopted are renewable, such as solar energy and wind power. These types of energy are renewable, which means they are continually available. A renewable energy source, such as solar energy and wind power, can be produced as quickly as it is used.
These tanks are designed so that they can store the optimal amount of energy, depending on the size of the storage tanks. Also, the design takes into account the electricity which can be generated, depending on the size of the electrochemical cell or stack of cells.
These electroactive materials in flow batteries are put in different places. It is impossible for them to react with each other violently. That's why the electroactive materials are much safer than those in traditional batteries.
In 1972, water-insoluble quinones were a type of compound which were taken as electrode materials. However, the use of water-insoluble as the energy storage components of a flow battery is new.
The properties of quinones can be modified as much as possible for metal system. These modifications make the chemical groups very much similar to the redox center. The similarities between redox and metal complexes can be closer than that of ligands to metals. That's why the effect of the modification of metal system is very obvious.
The bromine cathode is corrosive and environmentally unfriendly. However, the cost of using the bromine cathode as a good energy density is reasonable.
Scale up means to increase the size, amount, or importance of something. A stack means a pile. In this sentence, there are two important challenges. One difficulty is how to increase a small single cell into a huge industrial-sized and multi-cell pile. Another difficulty is to combine various parts of a large-scale device into a working battery.